Here's the thing, Adam.
Yes.
So we identified a problem with our scholarship regime.
Okay. That's true.
Chronism, nepotism, political interference, corruption, and so on and so forth. And of course, lack of transparency, which is tied to corruption. We want to fix those problems, and we've identified that the most effective way of doing that is to look at the bill, right? Or to look at the law, reform it. And that's what we're trying to do. But what is this that we're hearing that the bill was nearly passed, there was no consultation, or if there was consultation, the consultations was not sufficient, it wasn't comprehensive enough. Now, there's a coalition of civil society organizations who have come together, the likes of Manasseh Zuri and the likes of Kofi Asaraf Edward, who have written to the committee to say that no, this bill in its current form, reformed as it is not fit for purpose. It doesn't deal with the fundamental problems that we're facing with our scholarship regime. So that's number one. We also have licensure exams. You made a promise to the teachers. You said, we'll cancel it.
We'll talk about it.
Yes, we'll cancel it. And there's a committee that was formed, the likes of Alovi and Co. With the National Tertiary Council, blah, blah, blah. And I want some clarity from you. Has it been cancelled or it's just been repositioned?
Okay.
So two
issues
questions.
Together.
Yeah, two issues in one. And then there were other issues that came up in Parliament. In fact, I saw your altercation. I was calling it an altercation, but you're back and forth with, was it Dominic Nitiwo?
Well, just a comment on a statement read by the minority.
Yes. So we'll get there.
We'll get there. All right, so Moro, I think that the Minister for Education, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and his team must be commended for the speed at which they are working to ensure that we address the many challenges confronting education and the delivery of quality education in this country. The Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025 is one of the many, many significant achievements that the ministry must be applauded for, because Moro, since 1960, when the Ghana Scholarships Secretariat was established by the President Nkrumah, since 1960, the office has operated under the presidency without any proper legislation. And over the years, the Scholarship Secretariat has faced some daunting challenges, some even legal challenges. And all of us agree that there is a need to change the scholarship regime in this country.
Right.
And so, prior to the 2024 elections, President Mahama made a promise to transform the scholarship regime, a promise to harmonize the award of government scholarships, a promise to ensure that scholarships are awarded only to the deserving. And so we promise to eliminate the nepotism, the corruption, and all the other political patronage related issues that characterized the award of scholarships. But we all agree, and we must admit as a country, that over the years, most, if not all, those who got government scholarship were people who had some political connection or the other.
True.
As a member of parliament, many people walk to you with very good results.
Oh, Charlie.
They applied for scholarship and they never got it.
Because they don't know anybody.
Very needy, because they didn't know anyone.
And nobody knows them.
And because nobody knows them. And we got to a point, especially in the last 8 years, where the perception that scholarships were sold became even more prevalent. And I know people who are willing to testify. And I'm saying this because even the Fourth Estate carried out an investigation where students admitted to buying scholarship. And so where maybe, Moro, you got admission to, let's say, Brunel University.
Or Leicester.
Or Leicester, or any of
these
and you were expected to pay £30,000.
Yeah.
To get access to Ghana government scholarships, people were selling it, and so they would take, say, £7,000 or £10,000 from you, and now in return award you a £30,000 scholarship. And these were the challenges. I'm saying there are many people, even those watching us, people have stories. And since we started this discussion, there are people who have accounts. They are willing to come out to speak. Manasseh and Co have also conducted some investigations on some of these issues. So these issues have become matters of public interest, public notice, so we can all discuss it. So in our attempt to solve this problem, Moro, we decided to introduce the Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill. So when the minister laid the bill before Parliament, in accordance with Article 1064, it was referred to the Joint Committee of Parliament, Education and Public Interest, with my brother, Public Administration and State Interest Committee. Yeah. And I am a member of the Education Committee. So the two committees sat to discuss the bill clause by clause. So from the beginning to the end, we all took keen interest in the discussion of these matters. So after our discussions at the committee level, as is expected, in accordance with Article 106 again, the committee's report was presented to Parliament. And so we are now at the consideration stage, where the entire House, or at plenary, we are looking at it, each clause, looking at the bill before it will be passed into law. So these are all processes. Now, all of us agree, including civil society, that it is a good bill. But the challenge civil society had was that, in their view, the minister or the government did not do enough consultation on the bill.
Yes.
Even though the issue of what constitutes adequate consultation can be very subjective. Because someone can also make the argument that because it was already gazetted, by gazetting, it is more or less an invitation for public input.
Yes.
So people can make the argument that because it was gazetted, and then other stakeholders were involved, we can say consultation was done.
Right.
But as a listening government, the president, together with the Minister for Education, has decided that come Tuesday, we have a consultative engagement with all other civil society organizations and stakeholders who feel left out in the process, so we can still have their input. And so that question has already been answered. Yesterday in the morning, the minister himself invited NUC's leadership and also invited the likes of Kofi Asari and other CSOs, and had an extensive conversation with them. And so the CSOs will be meeting the minister and the committee on Tuesday to have a look at the bill. But Moro, ultimately, my joy is that we have moved beyond the talk to put some action on paper. Because in 2017, specifically, 5th April 2017, Parliament extensively discussed the need for legislation for public scholarships. 2017, they discussed extensively the need. So it's been 8 good years. But beyond that discussion in Parliament on the 5th of April, no action, no bill was brought before the House. So now we have a minister who says, I will not say it is time for me to also come and share scholarships like Kelewele to my constituents and sell it and give it to my party full soldiers. Let us get the reform as soon as possible. Let's get it as early as we can. Because as we speak today, there are many Ghanaians studying abroad on Ghana government scholarship whose studentship faces imminent threat.
Yes.
Many of them are about to lose their studentship because scholarships were given without any proper or due diligence done. And the scholarship secretariat is unable to fund or pay the fees because they were just awarding the scholarships anyhow. Today, many of the institutions are writing. Many of the students are calling as I speak. I can show you messages from some students in the UK who are pleading for support to be able to pay their fees. Because even though they are on Government of Ghana scholarships were just given anyhow. No due diligence. The secretariat does not have the funds. I am told that we are in debt of over 40 million pounds. Scholarship debt alone. Because award letters were given and yet no funds in their account to pay these fees. So there's a need for us to change the scholarship regime. And so we all agree. And at the meeting, at the joint committee meeting, all of us, MPs from the NDC, MPs from the NPP, all of us agree that there is no better time for this bill than now. And all of us made input. So some clauses were deleted, some were amended, and some new renditions were inserted into the bill. Okay. It is still at that stage where we can take some input from the public. So we have no fears at all that when this bill is passed, we will see a new trend in how government awards scholarships. In this bill, Moro, there are a number of provisions that excites me as a Ghanaian. One is the fact that scholarships will only be given for courses that are not offered here in any of our local institutions.
Which is a fantastic
Moro,
idea.
there are people who are receiving £26,000 a year to do religious studies in UK. When that £26,000 can transform a whole faculty in any of our public institutions. There are people who have taken scholarships to go and study business administration. When the University of Ghana Business School, when the UCC Business School and others are top-notch, offering world-class education. So somebody takes £30,000 and the person is out there studying business administration when we cannot afford hostels for our students in our public institutions. When government should be investing those monies into building more hostels. And so that is one of the provisions that some of us are excited about. People have different ideas about why we need to send people outside. I said, look, if you want to go and study business administration in Harvard or any of the Ivy League schools and pay £50,000, it should be at your cost. It's at your luxury. It shouldn't be the burden of the state. So that government can channel scholarship funding to well-targeted, development-focused programs. Programs that cannot be run or are not run, offered in any of our institutions.